Well, let's move on and look at this Fortune article about how the Fed is planning to reset the housing market, because I think that's along a similar vein, not the exact same, but the Fed plans to reset the housing market, raising the likelihood of falling home prices.
I like this article because it is one of the clearest ways that I understand the raised interest rates. It's this, and there's a quote here that really summarizes my understanding and what the effect that the article posits. So, it's clear that Powell hopes the housing cool down caused by rising mortgage rates will help to push inventory levels up. Powell suggests it'll help buyers, the thinking being when shoppers restart their house hunt, they'll be met with a friendlier market. This may increase inventory, doesn't really do much to increase supply. It's like using the word inventory is a little bit of slippery language. You think it's supply, but it's not really. It's just the things that are available at the current time. It almost makes it seem like the demand is being satisfied with new homes, but what is really happening, and I don't fault the Fed again, because that's what they're trying to do, it's not that supply is being increased, it's that demand is being reduced.
Yeah, that's
so
all they can
we're not
do.
talking about supply.
Yeah.
And it is this kind of deregulation that even the White House knows that they need to do to bring up supply. But right now the only real traction that we're seeing is on the demand side. We're trying to tweak demand and we're really not getting at the heart of the problem.
And I was listening to a little bit of Jerome Powell testifying before Congress this morning, and Congress, they ask always about all these supply side issues of, can you fix the oil companies? Can you make the oil companies, drill more? Can you, fix supply chains? And I mean, the Fed only has a certain amount of tools. I mean, they can raise interest rates and they can kind of, quantitative, ease or tighten, but that's kind of about it. And they can regulate the banks. So it's like, no, I can't make OPEC produce more. I certainly can't make the U.S. oil producers produce more. And even if I did, you still have OPEC. And so there's a lot of the Federal Reserve can't create new housing like that, but they can raise interest rates and bring home buyers out of the market, and therefore possibly reduce the prices of single family homes, at least to a degree, or at least moderate. I think the key is, and we're seeing a lot of this, is moderate the growth, because the growth was becoming unsustainable. I'd say that on the single family home side, the multifamily side, the rent side, we're growing too quick. It's just like, let's slow down. We've had a decade worth of growth. We don't need another. Let's just kind of get back to normal. That's the goal. I don't think it's like, let's really reduce and crush home prices. And if there was a dip of 5%, everyone's going to be just fine, and but I don't know if that many people will actually be able to still buy homes, because of the interest rates are going to have to come down for people to really be able to get in there to qualify, because again, they've got the same debt to income restrictions and what they can qualify for based on the interest rate. So it's going to be difficult to buy a home for a lot of people.
And if you're talking about if you're talking about how effective these things are, it really seems like it is having a big impact, or it's having a measurable impact, because there's a map here that shows how much inventory has been reduced or increased. So this map shows that between March 26, 2022 and May 7th, 2022, which is still in the past, but it was after the initial increase in interest rates, inventory did change. Some places are up a whole lot. A wide swath of the country is experiencing greater inventory levels. Again, this is not new supply, but there are more houses available for buyers
some of
that
it's
may
new
want
supply,
to buy.
but a lot of it, I think it's fascinating. So this is really saying that inventory has really increased. There's another article that came out, we'll have to find, talking about how inventory has actually decreased a little bit as well.
And a couple weeks
median
ago, or a
home
month,
prices are up.
A few months ago, I was reading articles about how pending home sales were down and how people are holding off selling. So I am a little bit confused with that. Maybe it has changed since May 7th, but the pending home sales going down, that does seem to.
Well, we'll circle back up on this and give you some conclusions.
All I know is there was another chart, and it's not worth going back and look at, but prices are still elevated. So that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Prices are up and interest rates are up. Payments are way up.